Avid community, and thank you for inviting me to speak with you all today. It truly is an honor. I was never an academic or social disaster that needed professional help. School is and had always been my life for as long as I can remember. I've always loved reading and learning, and I always did my homework throughout elementary and junior high school. If I did not, I would feel extremely guilty and end up with a deep, dark pit in the bottom of my stomach. I have always been a nerd and a teacher's pet, impressing teachers from the young age of 6. The first time I remember was when my first grade teacher, Mrs. Forbes, uncontrollably dropped her jaw in front of me when she realized I could read fluently at a 6th grade level. I never really found my schoolwork extremely difficult or overwhelming, except for maybe Dr. Fisher's AP biology class. I entered Avid in high school at the literal begging of my mother. The Avid program at the junior high school only had about 15 students in it. Nothing really ever happened, and nobody ever said anything positive, or at least I never heard anything good, so I was extremely reluctant to join. I did to quiet the constant begging of my mother. I remember the first half of my freshman year of Avid vividly. The students around me either had absolutely no idea of what they wanted to do in the future, or had an absolute concrete idea, but yet it seemed to be conforming to an outside force that was not their wishes, but their parents'. Around me, 14 and 15-year-olds during their first few months of high school were sure that they would become doctors, engineers, and lawyers, and with no background information would loudly blurt out that they were going to UC Berkeley or Stanford. Then there was me. Neither of my parents had gone to college, and I had no family or friends that I was close enough to talk to about the idea, or who knew any information on the topic. I had always known I was going to go to college, but never really gotten to the idea of why and what for. For the first few months of Avid, I believed I would tackle the medical field and become a midwife. Everyone else around me was looking at the medical field, so I guessed I should too. However, I began to realize that I did not want to do that at all. But then, what did I really want to do? Mrs. Peterson and everyone else around me began to rant and rave about doing something we love, not for the money. However, many students stuck with the concrete notion of becoming doctors, engineers, and lawyers. With the motivation of the 9th grade end-of-the-year project, the iSearch paper, in which we research a career in depth that we are interested in, I began to realize that my love of history was not just an interest or even a love, but a passion and part of my personality. With Avid and my iSearch paper assigned to be my 9th grade English honors teacher, I passionately researched about becoming a museum curator. Sometimes I would become disheartened as I would sit next to people researching the salaries for their potential careers, which would reach into the $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, even $100,000 range at entrance level, while my heart sank as I noticed that museum curators would make a maximum of $80,000, even $120,000, even at the most prestigious institutions. However, I kept reminding myself that I wasn't being pushed by an outside force, and I kept reminding myself that as long as I love my work, I will never have to work a day in my life. Without Avid, I may have never found my true passion, and I may have never found my true self. With the help of Avid, I am a dedicated, college-bound young woman who is the first in my family to attend college. Not only do I have the skills that Avid taught me, but I also hold a true idea of what I want to do in the future, not only in college, but beyond, as an adult. Avid is sending me out into a dog-eat-dog world with a long-term plan for any university I end up attending, which I now know as California State University, East Bay. If Avid has taught me one thing, it is that Avid truly does happen via your own individual determination. Thank you.